Hey you all, happy June. This is your boy, Star Tito and the Jazz Rats. I'm going to react to Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? I was originally planning to react to this last month along with Frankie Lymon's Little Bit of Pretty One, but I decided to react to Twisted Sisters. We're not going to take it. But I'm going to react to Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Right now.
Moods and their reflections in terms of
Hey yo, that's Mr. Frank
But now we
Lyon,
come to a mood
aka
that is
Mr.
the
Rolling,
product of
Rolling,
our
Rolling, Raw himself.
the bubbling enthusiasm of our teenagers was the inspiration for what is now the most popular style of music in the country, the rock and roll. A few short weeks ago, 5 teenage boys went into a recording studio and they said they had a song they wanted to sing. Well, it took a little time, 3 weeks to be exact, but they were heard and their song was recorded. It is now the #1 record in America. The song is
Frank Lymon and the Teenagers came out from the blue. Wow. Frank Lymon presented them.
Well, here you are.
There they go.
So, you guys are the teenagers.
That's right, Mr. Lane.
Come on, boys. Let's sing our song then.
Damn, his voice is so deep.
Yes, sir. Can we sing now?
What's your name?
I have to make my money before my voice changes.
Have to make my money before my voice changes.
Got news for you, Dad. It ain't gonna go much lower. You're in peril now. Frankie, you amaze me. Tell me something. You're only 13 years old, and yet you wrote this big hit.
Wow, I didn't even know he wrote Why
Well,
Do
Mr.
Fools Fall in
Lane,
Love.
one day I was dressing, and an inspiration came to me, so I wrote the song.
Oh, well, what was the inspiration?
I needed a new suit.
He had a sense of humor.
Pretty good reason.
That
But
good
I
old
can't
Frankie.
understand how you could write Why Do Fools Fall in Love? What does a 13-year-old boy know about love?
Well, Mr. Lane, I've been falling in love since I was only 5.
Whoa, since he was only 5.
But
That's
I've been a fool
interesting.
about it since I was 11.
Well, don't complain, lad. You've only had 2 rough years. I go all the way back to Bridie Murphy. I think we've had enough of this little chit-chat. This is your first nationwide television appearance, isn't it?
That's right, sir.
And I know that everybody's waiting to hear you sing, so are you ready to rock and roll it?
That's right.
All right.
That means I ought to get lost, huh?
That's about it.
He telling him Frankie to get lost.
Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds fall in love? And lovers who wait to break the day. Why do they fall in love?
Hold on, let me stop it right there. And I had no idea that Frankie wrote Why Do Fools Fall in Love at just the age of 13 years old. I had no idea that he wrote that at just 13 years old. That is so amazing. And the song was originally recorded in November of 1955, but released in January of 1956. Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers, Why Do Fools Fall in Love has always been my favorite song. Ever since when I first heard it back around 2007 on the Time Live Music Collection, and I fell in love with this song instantly, and this song has stuck with me forever to this day. I love singing along to Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? And let me tell you all something about it. When Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers performed Why Do Fools Fall in Love, it was not on the Frankie Lane show, but Frankie Lane himself appeared on the show with Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers. While they performed Why Do Fools Fall in Love, it's actually from the show The Shower of Stars, which originally aired on CBS, and this episode originally aired in color, but the color footage is lost. But the only thing that survived in this footage of Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers performing the song is in black and white only. But no color footage has never survived since its original airing when Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers performed Why Do Fools Fall in Love in April of 1956. Man, I had no idea Frankie had a great sense of humor at that time. And it was so sad that Frankie died so young at just 25 years old in February 27th of 1968 of a heroin overdose. And Frankie Lymon will always be one of the most great singers live in the doo-wop era and one of my all-time favorite singers along with his group, the Teenagers. Let me go back and listen to it, okay?
Why does the rain fall from above? Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love?
Sing it, Frankie.
Tell me why.
When he hit that high note, tell me why. Tell me why. Man, nobody can never hit a better high note than Frankie. In years after Frankie Lymon died, his three wives, Elizabeth Waters, Sola Taylor of the Platters, and even Myra Lymon was fighting over his royalties because Diana Ross had put out a cover version of Frankie Lymon, the teenager song, Why Do Fools Fall in Love back in 81. And his three wives was fighting over it. And ain't no way I would have three wives. And Frankie was living the bedtime. And three wives would have been a much headache for me. I'd rather be with one woman. And boy, that Frankie Lymon, he was a big dog at his time. It's such a damn shame that he died so young at a very young age in February of 1968. And he was found dead in his grandmother's house just when he's about to go back to recording on Roland Records on February the 28th. And he died on February the 27th. Lymon had recorded 2 songs for the label, Roland Records, that is Sea Breeze and I'm Sorry, before his death, and which was released posthumously in 1969. And it's so sad that he died so young, but he left a great legacy behind for us fans who enjoy his music, you know? It is very tragic. Heroin could take a young life. And I'm still a huge, great fan of Frankie Lymon to this day. Let me get back jamming to Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers. Why do fools fall in love? Lorenz Tate did a very great job portraying Frankie Lymon in the biopic, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? That is my favorite biopic, by the way. And Lorenz Tate did such an excellent job using Frankie's mannerisms and all his dance moves and all his singing for the film Why Do Fools Fall in Love, and I salute him for it. And Lorenz Tate did a great job portraying the hell out of him. All right. Man, Frankie was getting it with them dance moves. Woo! Get it, Frankie.
Why do birds fly so gay? And lovers know when to break of day. Why do they fall in love? Oh, why does the rain fall from above? Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Why does my heart skip this crazy beat?
Why do my heart skip a crazy beat? Woo! Frank Lymon and his boys did the damn thing performing Why Do Fools Fall in Love on the Shower of Stars in April 1956. And they killed that performance. And Frank Lymon will always be one of the most phenomenal singers of the doo-wop era. And Frank Lymon and his group, The Teenagers, is one of the most greatest doo-wop group of all time. It is one of my all-time favorite group ever. And it's so sad that drugs take away a talented person like Frankie Lymon. And even though he's been gone since over 60 years ago, his legacy will remain alive through his songs with the Teenagers. And Frankie Lymon will always be one of the most talented doo-wop singers on the face of this planet. And to me, he is one of the most greatest, best doo-wop singer ever. Alright, this is your boy, Style Tito and the Jazzerettes. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see more rap videos from your homie, Ace. Anyways, you guys, take care, be blessed, and do not forget to treat people the way you want to be treated. Stay positive, make possible all time sakes. Donate to my Cash App at CashPoint @ Ladera's Power, or do my PayPal at paypal.com/PayPal.me/RunTheJazzer1997, or become a member to my Patreon at patreon.com/AceTheRunTheJazzer. Those links are down there in the description below on my video. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. Y'all stay positive, always treat people right, and always do right by people for all time's sakes, okay? You all take care, alright? Alright. Okay.